intro.
We are the knights of the appropriately shaped table.
Bonus episode. Adventurers, weary travelers, and people that like to listen to D&D podcasts. If you missed Arc 1 of the Knights of the Appropriately Shaped Table, our Dungeons & Dragons podcast, we have a little recap episode for you. So whether you listen all the way through, you don't feel like listening to Arc 1, and you just want to jump right into Arc 2 and Teteria, this is the chance to, figure out what's been going on in the world of Quadonia. I am joined by Jake. Hi, Jake.
Oh, hey there.
And we are going to enter on Fireball Tavern. It's somewhere between when you were in Stoke City and when you moved to Teteria. You're with Chris, the guard, who I hope you remember. He kind of talks like this, and he's really intense. Rah, 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 rah. And Chris and Uhvahacadu are splitting drinks at the table when the barkeep, the bald man with the burly mustache, comes on over, and he says, "Oh, hey there, guys. I heard about what you did over in Stoke City, and I just want to say I'm a big fan, and I hope you can allow me to give you a little hospitality on the house. So here's a shot, here's a beer, and just enjoy the rest of the night, and thanks for what you do."
Thank you, sir. It's an honor to serve the queen.
I'm always down to drink. Uhvahacadu, what you say? To the queen?
To the queen.
Cheers. Oh, man. I haven't been this drunk since entry-level training, but enough about me. Tell me, so before we even get into all this, how'd you meet those goobers?
I was actually here, and Nikki was looking for friends to go on an adventure. I didn't know what I was getting myself into, but I did it, and here we are.
That's wild. So were you like having a drink, or you guys were all hanging out? Like, how'd she find you, or he find you?
Honestly, I was breakdancing on the floor over there. There was a little band playing. I was having a good time, and Nikki challenged me to a dance off. I had a little too many meads and lost, but like I said, here we are.
That'll happen. So Nikki walked around, convinced you to join him. Then you rolled up to the queen's house. Like, how'd that work?
Yeah, so Nikki didn't really have many details. Just kind of told us we were going on an adventure. I was drunk and bored, so sounded like a great idea.
It's a great combo.
It really is. And we ended up at a cave.
Oh,
yeah.
That's what cave and why?
I think it's called Cliche Cavern. I think is where we were.
I've heard of that one. It's full of like old traps that everyone's heard about.
Yeah, see, we didn't really run into that. There was this weird guy. I still don't trust him, honestly. Named like Barnaby or something.
Yeah. I work with Barnaby every day. It's a little shady, but I think it's because he's weird. He might have a little bit of problem.
Yeah, all I know is he showed up in Stoke City at one point, but we'll get there. But yeah, we talked to Barnaby. We had to decide whether to go right or left. This other bloke we got with us, he just keeps pulling out this piece of paper, and I'm still not convinced he can read, but he just started saying words, and we ended up going right. And we went in the right side of the cavern, and all of a sudden there was some goblins.
Oh, that's weird. Listen, the whole town knows about Nikki, the very energetic and extroverted bard. Tell me a little bit more about who is this other fellow with you? I know it's Hammy, but like, what's he like?
Yeah. You ever met a dog that is always kind of just there, but is
as you say that, Tony magically appears next to you, poofs into existence, and starts wagging his tail, looking at you for a treat.
Hey, Tony. No, I'm not talking about you, but thanks for showing up, brother.
And he poofs out of existence.
That's Tony. We'll get to him later. But yeah, this hammy guy, he's kind of always just there. Always ready to swing his hammer. I mean, you should see that guy with a hammer. It's really impressive.
I saw it at the obstacle course, but we're talking about the cave right now. So you, Hammy, and Nikki are in this cave. You run into goblins?
Yeah, so we enter the cave. We find where the goblins are camping out. I'm trying to be, sneaky, get in there, slither in like a little snaky snake.
Mhm.
Nikki ruined that, so we had to fight him. We took two.
Okay.
One of them we hit this magical rope that we got that can't be untied unless you know what to do. Apparently, I don't know. But yeah, we tied up the one goblin, and he. Oh, let me backtrack here. So Prince Ash was missing.
Oh yeah, I remember that. The whole city was in shambles. Basically, he's kind of a mascot for us.
He's great. Love that little lad. But yeah, we were trying to save him. And he fought the goblins, won as expected. I shouldn't say as expected. You should see Nikki in combat. It's pretty embarrassing. But
That's tough.
yeah, we figured it out. We tied up one of the goblins. He was a little wimp. Told us everything that we possibly needed to know. And we found Ash. Wasn't easy, but we did it.
That's great. Thank you very much. Hey, to Prince Ash.
To Prince Ash.
Chink. So once you found Ash, I mean, you guys kind of took a little bit of time off, relaxed, but then the queen had that big message looking for a task force. What made you guys come to the call?
Yeah. See, it wasn't really time off. We were training, we were getting better, we were understanding how to work as a team. And then the king died, and we heard that things were gonna get crazy, and we said we can handle crazy. I gotta hang out with Nikki and Hammy every 5 minutes. If I see them every 5 minutes, I can handle whatever I need to. So I went and we went and talked to the queen. We ended up in that, they were looking for people for the god. We did the relay race, kicked everyone's ass.
Yeah, I'm still pretty sure you guys cheated there. I wasn't clear in the rules, but you weren't supposed to blast them with thunder. That's kind of frowned upon.
The only rule we were told is don't kill your competition, which we did not do.
That's fair. That's fair. Some of those halflings that they recovered, but they needed some help.
But we didn't kill anybody.
All right. I'll buy that for a nickel.
We were also the only people to figure out how to get through the saloon with the rams.
Yeah. How'd you do that?
I know how to speak with animals, so I just talked to them and gave them some berries. It was super easy.
They made me run through that as a practice thing to make sure it worked. I never even once thought to talk to them. I just ran and tried to dodge as many as I could. Listen, I'm an athlete, natural born athlete, as you can tell. But talking to them probably would have helped.
I mean, worst case, we could have just, misty stepped, face stepped past them. But I was like, these rams seem like they're having fun. They're hanging out in a saloon. It had to be a good time in there. Why not make their time better by giving them some good berries?
Yeah, I mean, you gave them those scones and they were bouncing all over the place, and they sure did a number on the rest of the competitors. We put a little tick in your box saying that was positive. So you got through the relay race. We had our interview. Sorry about that. That's part of the job. But
it happens.
I appreciate that. Once we finished that up, we had to send you to Stoke City, which that place has been in turmoil. Their whole navy died. Their mayor, we had rumblings about him, but walk me through. You went to Surf City or Stoke City. What happened once you showed up?
Yeah, so we got to Stoke City, got the lay of the land. Really nice people. Like, also the whole town kind of smelled like a little bit skunky. Don't know what that was all about, but
Part of the surfing.
Nah, must be. But yeah, we got the lay of the land, signed up for the surf competition. Went and investigated their shipyard. We're like, what happened to the Navy? Let's figure it out. A lot of ghouls over there, weirdly enough.
Huh.
Yeah, don't quite know what that was about. Also sirens, which I mean, I get it makes sense right on the water. Like
Yeah, they
bound to
love
be
that.
there.
It's like mosquitoes in a pond.
Yeah. And yeah, pretty much. Um uh, yeah, so we were investigating what was going on. We were looking through some ships. Found these weird fellas really intent on defending like 3 pieces of loot. Don't know why, but they were intent on it.
Were they people? Were they something else? Like what? What were they?
Imagine like a human being, but also a fish.
Oh, kind of like Barnaby.
Yeah,
He's a
kind of.
little. He's got trouty mouth.
Yeah, but like kind of looked like a fish too. Like really, just whole nother level.
Gross.
Yeah. Anyways, Nikki almost died during that fight.
Again?
Surprise to no one.
All right.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, so fought them. We got some cool little water things that helped us out later. Finished that fight, and then we ended up in a cave.
Okay. Okay. What was in the cave? Were there things, people? Was it just an empty cave? Like walk me through that.
Yeah. So the cave was on the beach line, as expected, in a shore town. Um, there were some raiders in there. We followed them. Uh,
As one does.
yeah, I mean, might as well see what the raiders. What are they raiding? Like
Stuff and things.
not well. Yeah, so they tried to rob this little green dwarf dude. Um
Okay.
he kicked the ever living crap out of him, let me tell you.
Oh
It
yeah.
was
Oh
one
yeah.
of the most impressive displays of fighting I've ever seen in my life.
You guys boys now?
Me his name's Yobra. Me and Yobra,
Good name.
yeah. Honestly, me and him, I'll he might be in my will. I don't know. I might give him some stuff when I die. If I die.
Nice.
I don't know.
You won't, but
He's a
that's fine.
he's a good dude. But yeah, he helped us make surfboards for the surf competition. It took us way too long to figure that plot out. Don't know why. Especially as in tune with nature as I am, being, a Ladrin elf, or a Ladrin druid. I probably should have figured that out a little bit quicker, but I
Takes
didn't.
time.
Yeah. If I had
Did
more beer,
did
would have
anyone
figured
figure
it
it
out.
out? Did anyone figure it out like faster than you or
I don't want to talk about it. But yes, they did. But we got our surfboards and then we went back to the cave. So in that cave, there was a lot of ghosts, a lot of like remnants of previous beings. We met Blake and Blake,
who are they?
two Hammy's siblings.
Oh, so is he like the youngest brother of three or
I think 11.
damn.
Yeah. Well, he really likes Blake, but absolutely despises Blake.
I've heard of Blake. He's got some stuff going on.
Yeah. So Hammy got to see the spirits of his brothers, so that was pretty cool. We went and talked to this other ghost who has probably been in that cave for like thousands of years.
Okay. Okay. What was his voice like?
Have you ever seen a decrepit being? Because that's kind of what it sounded like.
You sound like my grandmother. Good lady.
Your grandma's probably way cooler than this guy was. But seemed like a little bit of a boy. He was like, "Be back in 10,000 years," and I was like, "Brother, it's gonna take me 3 days."
At most.
Yeah. But yeah, he showed us a puzzle, which was interesting. We didn't
Okay.
quite know why we were seeing a puzzle, but we solved it. Again, took us
Well-
too long.
What was behind the puzzle? Anything cool or interesting?
It was a bowl, actually.
Huh. Cool. All right. No further questions. So once you got past the puzzle, was there like good stuff behind? I mean, come on, brother. You gotta share more details than that.
Well, before I get there, we do have to recognize we had special things that allowed us to put water in the bowl, which is what we needed to do. But Hammy was very insistent on just peeing in the bowl.
Okay.
Yeah, so we peed in the bowl a lot. But yeah, peeing in the bowl / putting water in the bowl,
That worked.
it somehow don't
Okay.
quite know how.
That's not a really good puzzle then.
But okay, so the puzzle was a riddle.
Okay.
We eventually figured out that it was coral.
Okay.
Wouldn't have guessed that on the first read, but we got there.
Good.
But yeah, and then it took us up into this weird layer. And we were in the layer, there were paintings, there was a desk. It was a little confusing. And then all of a
Alright.
sudden the mayor showed up.
Okay. And that's Mayor Saltwater, right? That's the Stoke City. He's still in charge, right?
He was.
Oh, I heard they'd come on over, and I expected it was Mayor. Who's in charge now?
We'll get there. We'll get there.
All right, we got time. We got time.
But yeah, as you should know, Maris, he's in our prison now. In fact, I think it's about time the god goes and bangs the pans on the gate over there.
Bangs the pants.
Yeah. So Stoke City didn't really have a prison. So
Oh.
they just got him drunk for like 2 days straight.
Oh, hell yeah, brother.
No, not in a good way. Like the level
Oh.
of drunk where you kind of hate your life.
Been there. College, you know.
Yeah. Most of my 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. Yeah. That checks.
Yeah. I mean, you went to 74th year.
Yeah.
Elf college takes a while.
Elf College. Don't get me started. But yeah, so the mayor showed up. Turns out Maya was had the surfboard of Stoke City. It's like a legendary surfboard there. It's part of their history. They have a big statue of this legendary surfer who won the surf competition they have there every single year. 1 year he died, but we got
That'll
a
happen.
Yep. But his surfboard is part of legend in the town, and it was lost when he died.
Okay.
But it turns out the mayor has had it for who knows how long, but quite some time.
That's pretty shitty.
Yeah, it was. So we went through. We were investigating the room. There were paintings of him. For some reason, this man was painting himself taking bribes from the Bulwarkers, who, as you know, are
Yeah.
kind of the problem.
We're not big on those folk.
Don't get me started. But yeah, so like he left a lot of proof that he was the problem the entire time. And we figured out that he was hiding the surfboard. We guilted him into telling us where it is, which wasn't hard. Kind of a wimp, that guy. I feel like Tony, poof, appears on my shoulder.
All right.
I feel like Tony could have scared this guy into giving us away the knowledge. Hands him a treat. He poofs away.
I love Tony already.
And Tony's the goat, but he's a dog. Keep that in mind. But yeah, this guy, he gave us a surfboard. We were debating back and forth. We were like, should we kill the guy? It's a pretty peaceful town. Maybe we shouldn't. We decided against it. But yeah, so we took him prisoner, basically. And yeah. So again,
Okay.
Stoke City didn't really have a jail. We found the surfboard. That was cool. At one point, I turned into a beetle and ate holes
Okay.
in everybody's surfboard. That was pretty cool.
Did you surf later?
We did. We're getting there.
All right. Sorry, skipping it.
Yeah. So we came back to town. We exposed the problems that were the mayor, aka the bribery, the inherent rigging of the competition, where the previous winner of many competitions had been in on the bribery. It was a whole thing.
Oh, who was that? Did you get him?
Yeah, his name was Pikachu.
That's a weird name.
Captain Pikachu.
All right. Suspicious.
Right? He's a captain. What is he a captain of? Still haven't figured that part out.
know.
But he was there. But anyways, yeah, we went through the whole thing. We fought with him. Not really. We emotionally fought with him. We hit his surfboard, tried to get him on our side. He just got a different surfboard.
That'll happen.
Yeah.
As this happens, the barkeep comes up. He goes, "Well, hey there, guys. Do you can I interest you in another drink? This one's not on the house, but
Yes, sir. I will absolutely take another.
all right." And Chris says, I'm good. I'm still working on this one." And he takes a sip.
And Uhvahacadu leans over, grabs the shot of whiskey from the bartender.
Delightful.
God, I
Well,
love this town.
All right. Have a good night. I'll try not to bother you, but if y'all need anything,
I'll take 2 beers, thank you.
all right, I'll be right back.
But yeah, so we brought the mayor back to town, and when we exposed what happened, it was very clear that the elections in this town had been rigged. Maris was set up to be the mayor, regardless of what the people wanted. You know, who knows how many elections he actually won? My guess, 0.
Yeah.
But Maris stayed mayor. So we proposed that when the surf competition winner is announced, they get to appoint who they feel deserves to be mayor.
All right. So like a merit-based system?
I mean, not really, but like
Merit of surfing delegation.
yeah, like if you're a good surfer, you should decide who gets to be the mayor
Yeah.
of this surfing town.
Like imagine if you made a lot of money and then you got to put that money behind the candidate you wanted.
Yeah,
That'd be pretty cool.
exactly.
But anyway.
Yeah, so that all happened. And the town was into it. There was this guy named Bubbles.
Tell me more about Bubbles. Is he worth remembering?
I mean, he was exiled, and then all I know is he got banished from the town again, but this time in a bubble.
Oh, what is that? Like a name determination? There's a word for it.
Yeah, I don't know what the word is, but it was kind of fitting.
All
It
right.
was very fitting. I just felt like bringing up Bubbles. He was a person.
Still might be.
Well, he's in a bubble. Don't know where he is.
Somewhere.
Best of luck to that lad. But yeah, so afterwards, the surf competition happened. Somebody was cheating. Not gonna name names.
You can
The
name names.
The Bulwarkers were blamed.
All right.
But
That sounds on brand.
It might have been us. I'm not
Well,
gonna. I can't confirm nor deny.
as a famous Quadonian once said, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Exactly. Prince Ash gets it. But yeah, so surf competition happened. And guess what? 3 idiots who had never surfed before won.
That's crazy.
Yeah, me, Nikki, and Hammy, right?
Can Hammy surf?
Honestly, most impressive thing I've ever seen is Hammy surfing.
Dumb luck. Gotta be.
That's what I thought. But at the same time, it was so good that I have to think this man has just been hiding it from us this entire time.
I mean, no one knows where his family's from. He kind of showed up out of the blue. So, all right, walk me back. You win the surf competition.
Correct.
You've already set the rules saying that whoever wins gets to appoint the next. Who did you nominate? Why?
We nominated Summer.
Who the hell is Summer?
So Summer is the bartender.
That seems fitting. Not.
Chris, hear me out.
Here you
By
are.
the way, I skipped over a whole thing. We killed a kraken.
That's a story for another time.
Fair. But yeah, so Summer just truly seemed to care about the town in a way that no one else did. Summer was born there, raised there, lives there, works there. And it only felt right that we nominated Summer. And here's why I know Summer was the right nomination for the town.
All right, I'll hear you out.
When we nominated Summer, Summer truly felt that an election was the best possible choice for the town. And that's how I know we made the right choice. We could have picked anybody we wanted. Hemi really wanted Bubbles. I don't know why.
Well, it's
I
an
feel like
aquatic name. It's aquatic town.
I feel like their 3 brain cells just really got along.
Fair.
But yeah, we nominated Summer, and Summer was very much like, I will lead the town for now, but come election season, we have to hold an election to truly give the town what they feel is best. And that's how that is when I knew that Summer was the right choice.
All right. Great choice. So, recap as I understand it. You showed up at a bar, got really drunk, met some friends who took you on an adventure to a cave to rescue a prince.
Yep.
You rescued the prince.
Yep.
Tried out for essentially our special forces. Got it.
Yep.
And then went to Stoke City and overthrew a government and implanted your own leader.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Hey, cheers to that, brother.
Cheers.
We are the knights of the appropriately shaped table.
Bonus episode.